Hello, welcome to Pandemonium, also known as Seb's Filmic Reshade. Ding. I'm going to add thing to the title because it's a thing. Haha, I've never noticed that detail before. It's like a baby Nosferatu in the background and Geppetto's like running ahead with a wolfman behind him and a mailbag. That's phenomenal. The details in this game never cease to surprise me. So, my preset. It is at its brightest setting on the equivalent of Gamma 4. So if I were to take this setting off, switch the options, video, just Gamma, there we go. It's about the same in terms of brightness. Naturally it doesn't look the same because it's not as good, but hey, that's fine. That's subjective. Some people will prefer the vanilla appearance, and honestly, it has its place. Vanilla game, in terms of visuals, is flipping beautiful. There's not really a lot to improve upon, if I'm to be honest. But we all have different ideas of what a really good image looks like. And that's why if you get a group of photos going into a competition and then those same photos going into a different competition, they'll yield different results. Okay, so why am I standing under this light? I am standing under this light because one of the aspects of my preset is the wonderful Reveil, which I have added to this roster. This roster comes from Tenshihan Cinematic Reshade, with the exception of film grain and, as I just mentioned, Reveil. And the addition of Reveil is explained thus. Just look at that. This happens in the fog as well, but this is one of the best spots in the entire game to demonstrate what goes wrong when you're standing in a light spot and everything surrounding the light is not as bright, if it's shrouded in darkness. You don't want that to happen. So what you use is Reveil by Lord of Lunacy, and when you apply it, it merges all of the effects that you've sandwiched between the top and bottom effect. In this case, qUINT's mxao, Marty's mxao, and depth of fog. And the result is a much more subdued, gentle image that looks easier on the eye. It's still not 100% because everything's still bright. It still lights up the moment you walk into the light, despite the fact that the chairs aren't affected by the lights. But they don't become a raw ambient occlusion image, which is what we're trying to avoid. And that's great. Film grain is just my personal preference. This comes from Martins, whose last name I have forgotten, and I have written somewhere, but I will put a link in the description. as soon as I have found it out. As soon as I've found this piece of paper, to be honest with you, I don't know where I put it. Sorry. Let's go to the area with the body bags. That is a wonderful spot to demonstrate colour. It's the next point of interest. Just have a quick run over here. All good. We've already missed the torrents, I'm afraid. That looked fantastic, I promise you. I could have reloaded, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Here we are. Colour. Now there are 3, maybe 4 settings that affect colour. Those are going to stand here so that you can see. We have the adaptive fog. Adaptive fog, regardless of its name, is a bit of a misnomer because it's in the walls too. I will show you. You just basically stand right by one of the walls here, stare at the wall, to a small degree you can see a change. Move here, there we go. So this wall here changes to a much higher degree. Then the walls in the distance is dramatic. It's everywhere. So you have to be careful with your settings. And we take that off. That changes the colour. Take the tint off, that changes the colour further. You take the MagicHDR off, we're practically vanilla now. And then the colourfulness, now we are practically neutral in terms of colorization. There's no saturation, there's no extra pop, no dynamic range, nothing. The colourfulness, this is changing, is literally, I mean, it says degree of colourfulness. This ascertains how saturated you want it. You can make it monochromatic if you want, using this setting. There we go. Look at that. Black and white. Lovely. We don't want that. We want it, I want it to be reminiscent of the Alien films, which is ever so slightly drawn back. 70mm film, Panavision. We don't want it to be pop art Liechtenstein. That's a bit too far on the other side of the spectrum. And so if you want 2007 film, go to +25. But expect Amanda to look like she's been in a sunbed for a little bit too long. Tint, there we go. I've got that on magenta, violet, somewhere in between. Adaptive fog, which I have on a green. and they sort of cancel each other out, because if you have one without the other, then naturally the other takes over the hue. So you approach certain areas, and here for example everything's got a sort of rosy tint to it, but add that and it neutralizes it. Not 100%. There are some areas where there is a sort of rose gold appearance, but in those areas I quite like it. I think I've kind of created a beautiful monster. Maybe it's just me, but this is sort of visual that I've found that I prefer. Let's just double check that I'm still on the maximum gamma. I am, yeah. So we're happy with this. This works on, as I say, gammas 8 to 10, but we can take it down to 7. It is doable. It works, but it's teetering. A little bit. It's not quite what I would like in terms of brightness. And the key point is all of the settings that we're dealing with for Reshade are in terms of exposure. So I have the HDR dealing with the aperture settings to the point that the darks are nice and dark, but the lights are light enough that they're not overexposed. Just gonna skip this.
Let's go, sweetheart. Seeks and Combs is in the Systex Spire. It's quite a distance, but we can get to a transit through the freight area. But watch yourself. We can get into all sorts of trouble there, okay?
Was that you following me back there?
Had to keep my distance. Can't take any chances.
This is one of the areas, again, where the fog is really affected without the Reveil. The ambient occlusion just pierces through the light and under the leaves, and this is what happens if you switch one of them but you leave one of them off. So make sure both of them are switched on. It's great. I love it. Where's that flashlight of yours, Axel? When are you
Inquisitive
gonna
type, eh?
Yeah, there's nothing here. Nothing here.
Stick close to me.
What?
Hey, what are you doing?
Don't move.
Oh, okay. We're not looking for trouble. Who are you?
I'm John. This is Ringo. They're just some assholes. We haven't got time for this. Come on, Jenna.
Hello,
We're
my
trying to get
name's
to
Ringo.
comms. Can you help us?
We don't need their help.
What's this?
Don't
then?
tell them anything. Look, I've got the elevator working. Jenna, let's go, okay?
I'm sorry. Good luck.
Sorry, I've got to go play my drums later. Anyway. Right, let's have a look at Gamma 4.
What the hell was that
I've got
about?
a preset
Why
for
are
Gamma
you so
4
damn
here.
aggressive?
So I don't have to mess around with...
keeping to their own. Safer
there we
that
go.
way.
Look at that.
I hope this ship of yours is the real McCoy.
And then we take it back to my setting. I'm not very good at toggling with buttons, so I've done it like that. There we go. Stark difference. You see, like this light here, it's bright, but the dark areas, if we saw, were dark. Now, if you had that to Gamma 9, Gamma 9 is a happy medium. Let's go back down. Like, just go to the next stage already said. Honestly, I'm so sorry. I dither a lot. Thing is, when you go into the dark areas, there's always this like light from nowhere. I'm presuming this is from Ripley's watch. There's 2 watches, so I mean they've got a spectacular light. It's brilliant light. It's gotta be good. It's a Casio. It's not a Casio. I can't remember what they're called. What is it? Samani. I knew that was E125. Sorry about that. Who do you think's going to make the new watch that the Rain wears in Romulus? Casio going to make that one as well.
Hold up. Let me get the elevator. Allow me. Place is old. Needs a special touch.
Click switch to Gamma 10 and see what happens. Yeah, it's a bit messy at Gamma 10.
Well, what are you waiting for? Hit the button.
I'm waiting for you to say, well, what are you waiting for? So apparently I'm not allowed to press it otherwise. Let's just quickly switch that colouring to plus 25. You can see just how much of a sunburn Axel has had.
I'd appreciate it if you told me what the hell was going on. Right now.
Listen.
He's a little red.
When we get to the ship, we can kick back, braid each other's hair, and chat all you want.
Yeah, when we get to my ship. I need to know what's going on. Right fucking now.
Fine. Like I said, there's a killer.
A killer? What does that even mean?
I ain't seen it, but it's here. Picking us off one by one.
What are you saying? A psycho? A person?
No, something else. A monster.
There we go.
Shit, we need to move. This way. Get down.
This is bullshit, man. We should be looking for a way off.
Are you crazy? There's no way off. At least we're safe down here.
For how long? What if they come for us?
Then we shoot the crap out of them. Now shut up. You're making me nervous.
Trouble. We'll have to go round them. Follow me.
Trouble set me free.
Friends of yours?
I've had run-ins with those guys before. They don't like strangers. Even nice guys like me.
I'm shocked.
I ain't pulling your chain
Nothing
down.
bright here.
You want to go and say hello? It's your funeral. Those guns aren't for show.
Someone should be doing something.
They are. It's called
Just bright
surviving.
enough. It makes sense. You can see Axel because there's a light there. You can see him less here because there's no light behind us.
Everyone's turning on each other. The fear, it makes people crazy.
I've noticed. You've been living here?
What can I say? My butler's on holiday. Grab what you need. You don't know when you'll get another chance.
I need a Converse.
Been hunkered down here for a week now, waiting for a ship. Waiting
I
for
think
you.
that's my size,
guess.
actually. Look at that. That's my size. Right, anyway. It's fine. I'll,
It can get pretty dark around here. You should take that flashlight over there. Make sure you're stocked up on batteries. Just be careful not to flash it around. We don't want to get caught. Let's go.
Oh, could do with actually reloading it with batteries, couldn't I?
This way.
Oh, hang on a minute. I'll just enjoy the music for a second. Wonderful, beautiful, magical, marvelous, spectacular. Okay, so what were we showcasing again? Was it? That was it. I was moving ahead because there are some rooms where it really needs exposure to be just right. I was probably going to be doing something else, but I don't plan these things. I've tried to write things down before so that I can film a video with a plan. Come on, get out of the way.
What now?
I'll watch the vent.
And
There's another vent
never
around
works.
here somewhere. I marked it so I
It's
wouldn't
over there
forget it.
yonder. It's over there yonder.
How about you look around? You're not going anywhere until you find that vent.
That sounds like a threat. We're not going anywhere till you find that vent.
I hate this place.
I don't know, I think it's quite homely. Could settle down here. It's a nice spot for the cooker here. It's right here. Oh,
Axel, is this it?
Hold on. I'm coming.
you go over there, I'll see if I can find anything else. So,
I knew it was here
this is
somewhere.
as dark as it needs to
Got it
be
covered.
on maximum gamma. If you take it down any further, it'd just be ridiculous. Which is why I think I knew there were flashlight batteries somewhere. I think any lower... Hang on a minute, did I actually take it lower and forget? No, I didn't. I remembered. Well done, me. Any lower, and it would... To be honest with you, I think all it would actually do would be reduce the bloom of... Keeps taking it down to the bottom of the flashlight. It reduces the bloom of everything, really. But let's take it down to this. See that? There's a lot more. I don't really know what to call it, but on the edge, doesn't look quite right. I just like the raw image again. That old chestnut. No, it's still relatively alright. It's manageable, but as I say, this is an exception. This is an unusually bright light, but the majority of the lights are not as glaring as that. That being an unusually bright light, it doesn't make any kind of sense that it's not yielding that much on the ground. That makes a little bit more sense. It's reflecting off of the doorway there. It's not too bad. It's not great. It's not dreadful either. Ooh, what was that? It's flashlight batteries. I don't have the orange glow switched on. I've removed that setting manually because I don't like it. I like to look for things. Is it a chocolate bar? Or is it flashlight batteries?
It's not smart to stay here too long.
Here we are.
Is the way everyone travels around here?
Just those that want to stay alive, sweetheart. Torrance, so that's your ship, huh? Quiet. I hear something.
Yeah, I hear ya. Will do. Gotta go meet the others. Something's going down.
There's always something going down.
Come on. We don't want to piss him off. This is some bullshit.
Follow me.
Oh, that was weird. Someone was in a hurry.
Okay, gotta be quiet here. Don't shine that flashlight. Hold up.
Agnes, my old friend.
What's the emergency?
Someone else has been here. Everyone, stay alert. Keep your guns tight. Shoot anyone you don't know. Stick around while I check our stock.
I don't know you.
So some people get away. If we see it, we just run.
Definitely interesting that they already know about it.
It just turned itself off? No, somebody's here. Let's push it down there.
Check it out. Everyone with me.
Or it could be the creature. Could be walking into a trap.
Who's there? Come up.
Doesn't seem to be broken.
How would you know, Einstein?
If the generator had blown, there'd be smoke.
Well, it's not working now.
Maybe the safety got tripped.
Could have been a rodent. Got stuck in it and set off the safety.
A rat. Big fucking rat to do that.
Well, I
Nice
don't...
work, Ripley. This way. Let's keep it down. They're still close by. Follow me.
Alright. Okay, let's have a party with the creature then. Come on, Axel.
How much further?
Nearly there. Transit's just up ahead. Let's just hope your ship's still there. Sevastopol, not quite what you're expecting, eh? I'm not even supposed to be here. My shipping out papers were for a week ago.
Ooh, powdered milk. The waste. I need to do it with two people. You take this one, I'll take the other one. Nope, not allowed. I've got to do here first, and then I have to wait for you.
It's powered
Tell me.
down. The assholes have cut us off. Got it. We need to activate both consoles at the same time
Yep,
to open
we
it.
do.
I'll do this one. You go to the one on the other side.
Okay.
Ready. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Never works.
Axel, behind
There's
you.
always like an extra second delay on the hit this button.
Fuck you! Get here now! I've got the thieving son of a bitch! You bums...
Dazed Grove. Subtitles great.
Let's go. The others are on their way. We need to go! Now!
Hey, you bastards!
Oh
Move it!
no!
Shoot 'em!
Run! Oh no!
Shit, I think he's dead. They killed him.
We'll never make it. Don't go that way! Okay. Let's switch the filter off because Reshade never seems to enjoy cutscenes.
You killed that
Let's switch it
guy
on.
because he was going to kill me. You saved my life.
Oh,
This
not so bad.
is
It's
about
dark.
survival.
Dark as heck though, isn't it?
Do you understand?
No, let's leave it on.
Hear something? I hear something. Axel?
You see that on his face? That ghosting. That's why I usually switch it on for off for Whoops-a-daisy.
What the hell was that thing?
What was it? What was it?
I keep moving.
Keep moving. Let's have a look around here. There's nothing here. Has anyone had it land prematurely? That looks fantastic. It's on Gamma 4. I'm going to do it manually so that we can see. Yeah. I can work my computer. I'm honestly, I'm good at this. Here we are. Come on. There we go. I have to wait for it to arrive. Tease it. Hello, little creature. What you doing? I'm taking the next transit away from you. You can't eat me. Never gonna get me. Maybe in a second. Okay.
Station serving Seeks and Communication Technologies, Tech Support Services, and Gemini Exoplanet Solutions.
The thing that bothers me is this one doesn't work. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it actually didn't. Oh, the last time that I went through that, it still functioned. It still made the beeping sound. Well, I've learned. Medikit! There we go, right. Wonderful. Marvelous. Now we can go through 2 exits that lead to the same point. I see. They all will.
Sorry for the current disruption in services.
Sorry, I let you off. Or no. Next time I might not be so forgiving. That was awful. Don't do that again. Did I get a map last time? I don't think I did. I don't know why. I don't even get a map. There's no point in collecting it. Don't you go through that trapdoor. That's a trapdoor. Trapdoor. Not until that door's open. Right, okay. Remember.
Work, damn you!
No, mxao.
Stay back! Shit!
Oh! Ow, that really smarted.
Guys, over here! Someone's here!
Oh man. I'm gonna use a medikit. Let's just... inconsiderate.
Marie, listen to me very carefully. I want you to leave work now. Collect Claire, pick up the cat, and head home. We need to find someplace safe till Seegson's in the ship. I saw the guy from down the hall. Yeah, I can't remember his name. The one in the dirty baseball cap, weird smell. He had something in his coat. I think it was a gun. He just looked right through me. Don't talk to anyone. Tell them where you're going. I'll meet you as soon as I can.
No. We'll see 2 lights, 2 rooms in a second that are otherwise overexposed in their own circumstances. I'm just going to nip into here. See, let's grab some bits. There we go, get some over ammo and forget how to walk. And we're done. We're good. Beautiful. Is it weird that all this time I never noticed the blue and green lights flashing? Were they always blue and green, or is that part of my silly... Yeah, yep, definitely still green and blue. Interesting. Off the back of the tellies. Oh, that's interesting. It's coming from the back. Anyway, sorry about that. Look, a distraction. I'm terrible at this. Really am. Honestly, this could have been a 15-minute video. I'm here for about 3.5 hours, still sort of trying to drive my point in. What am I looking for? I am looking for something in one of the bright rooms. Bright room number 1. Behold, bright room number 1. This is the maximum exposure that this room can be in without being overexposed. The very fact that the lighting is as bright as it is kind of makes sense given this horrible, just horrible. Like, they haven't gone to the efforts of making this living space, this waiting room, comfortable for people. Here's the packet of Pringles. What are they? Kepler curly potato chips. Oh man, the detail. See, it's a shame. My cigarettes are overexposed. So it's on the edge, it's on the cusp. Teetering. This is the absolute maximum exposure that this game can cope with without being overexposed. As far as I'm concerned.
An access tuner. She was trying to hack the elevator's security. Circuits are fried, easy fix. Just need to find a new data set.
The next room will describe that even more.
Maybe she was just scavenging like us.
Do you really want to take that chance?
Okay. We find her and we kill her.
This way! She was downstairs! See anything yet?
Flippin' it, you've not even gone downstairs yet.
Every noise I hear freaks me out. Where the hell did that thing come from?
Had to be done, I guess.
I am so glad.
It's your idea, not mine.
That I don't have a speaker on my controller. Because that would just be nightmare. This is a beautiful spot to demonstrate Reshade. Just looking outside at the station and the planet, and the sun, and then comparing that to vanilla. I'm just going to switch it to Game 4 on here. I just don't know why I keep on doing that. There we go. Flat as a pancake. Okay, it's not that bad. It's still beautiful, but
I think she went downstairs. Come on.
I'm not going down there. No way.
She's got your hack tool.
Oh, it was a close one.
It didn't work. We'll find another way out. We've been here too long already.
By Jove. What's going on now? Okay. Peanut smoke, Ripley. Got enough to get us through the whole journey. Don't know why I'm even suggesting that. I don't even smoke. Okay. This is my least favourite room in the entire game. I hate it. It's horrible. Look at it. Look at that room. Look how grotesque it is. How vile. How putrescent. Just horrible. Disgusting. Whoever created this room was cretinous. But it's a perfect reference point for exposure. MagicHDR switched it off. The neutrality. So I've exposed it as I said, as maximally as I possibly can, so that it still has that nice filmic look to it. You get those warm hues in certain areas and the cold in the others. And when you go into these rooms, you don't want it to be overbloomed and exposed to the point of not being able to see. I'll demonstrate that. Yeah, it's you're running in there and then running out before you get a migraine, and we don't want that. We don't want that room to give us a migraine. What we want is warmth. It still looks like it's the kind of horrible lighting that you would expect in an office space, where if someone were to suffer from migraines, like myself, then it would be horrible for them, and they would have to wear tinted glasses, and everyone else would be like, "What's wrong with you, man?" And they would be like, well, tell me, where is this light coming from? What's going on? Why are you guys so perfectly fine with it? It's like, there's only lights on the panels. The only lights are on this locker. On this locker door. On the save point. That's it. And yet, I hate it. This looks like it could have been one of those incandescent square lights that you see in Solomon's habitation tower, and it's been removed, or these ones should have been switched on, but they weren't, and this is the result. Confusion. As I said right at the very start of the playthrough game showcase thing, pandemonium. So, on that note, let's go have a look at the flight recorder, shall we? Shall we get that done real quick? Don't run. Walk, don't run. Honestly, that was a stark reminder of the reality of this unreality. Can't get the flight recorder yet. Device invalid. What am I missing? Oh, I've not got the key card yet. I didn't pick up the revolver. I just looked at it. That's what I keep doing. You know when you pick up your phone, someone sent you a message, you read the phone, you read the message, and you reply in your mind. You completely forget to physically send a response to them. Every time. I'm awful. Okay. So our first experience with the creature is coming up.
Oh God.
I know, right?
Oh God. The flight recorder. What? No! God damn it! Okay. Stay focused.
Calm as Hindu cow, Ripley.
Security lockdown initiated. Please wait for security check.
Harding about? Nope. We're all good. We're all
Let's try
good.
this thing out.
What? Where's the charm? What's going on first? Well, we can. See how beautiful that rug is. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. Nothing.
Message from Marshal Waits. This is Chief Porter in tech support.
Am I the only one who tries to collect everything even though I've already collected everything?
And God knows how many corporate confidentiality agreements have come up with zips. Nothing except the Wayland-Yutani logo and an empty readout. Now these things are built to last. So either someone on board the Nostromo asked its mother core to wipe it clean, or somehow the data's been corrupted before it got here. Care to fill me in on why this was a priority job?
Better leave it, because otherwise I will not shut up about it.
Give me a break.
Give me a Kit Kat. Let's go get one, Ripley. Magic. Nothing. There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing. Ain't nothing nowhere. It's terrible. No, not there either. I want to take the calculator. Put all the paperwork. Do we sorting that out first, couldn't we? Perfect. casually walk. Nothing to see here. Collect the map that doesn't exist. All is well. Nothing to see here. It's fine. Oh, good. Was that blood? Acid? Oh, I missed it anyway. Well, there we are. I think we'll call it at that. I think I've showed enough. Shown. I can words real well.
All visitors must
hey, you guys! I suppose you've got a save point around here.
Hello?
Mate?
My name's Ripley. Amanda Ripley. I need your help.
Please take a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
No wonder Seegson is losing the tech race.
Fine. I'll do it myself. Okay. Well, I hope you liked it, and I will put a link in the description for the pack so that people can download it if they want it. If they don't, then by all means, don't. And if there's any improvement to be had, just let me know.
Can I help you?
I need to get into comms control. It's urgent.
That is a restricted area.
It's an emergency! Don't you realize what's going on?
Apollo has the situation in hand. Your registration is almost complete.
Forget it. I'll find my own way in.
Yeah.
I
Too
wouldn't
right.
advise it.
the little details so you get the big picture.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll call it that.
Some kind of tracker.
Bye, folks.
It's been modified.
Have fun.